Hey yo, what's good guys? Today we're going to be taking a deeper dive into the Fire Emblem Heroes Iceberg. This is part 2 to a video I did a while back. If you haven't seen that one, that's okay, this one will still make sense. And if you enjoy, you can go back and watch that one too. If you don't know how an iceberg works, entries towards the top or the tip of the iceberg are more well known or lighthearted, while entries towards the bottom are more obscure or unsettling. All of the entries on here were actually sourced from my YouTube comments section on the last iceberg video I did, so huge shout out to these fine folk right here. With that, let's dive right in and see how deep the iceberg goes. 1-star units. Buried at the bottom of the special maps page is a series of maps that rotate daily, and reward 1 and 2-star variants of various heroes. This is the only way of obtaining 1 and 2-star heroes, as heroes obtained from the traditional method of summoning are 3 stars and above. The units in this rotation are Felicia, Riss, Olivia, Stahl, Sophia, Virion, Hannah, Tsubaki, Donald, Lissa, Gunter, and Cecilia. Roy's our boy / we like Ike. In the Super Smash Bros. Games, at random times, a crowd of people will start doing a chant for one of the fighters being played. For Roy, they'll say, "Roy's our boy." And for Ike, they'll say, "We like Ike." Both of these characters would win the first Fire Emblem Heroes Choose Your Legends voting event, where you could vote for your favorite Fire Emblem character, and the winners would receive special outfits in the game. Both Roy and Ike's special outfit included voice lines that referenced the cheers from the Super Smash Bros. Games that the fans had grown to know and love.
Roy's our boy! You like Ike?
Fay Pass controversy. On February 1st, 2020, the Nintendo Mobile YouTube channel would upload a new installment of the Fire Emblem Heroes news show called Fay Channel. In it, they announced a new subscription-based system called Fay Pass, where for $10 per month, players could unlock certain benefits. Firstly, you would obtain 2 new types of heroes per month called Resplendent Heroes. These were basically reskins of old heroes that had +2 to all their stats. Fay Pass subscribers would also gain many quality of life improvements, such as resources, the ability to restart your turn on certain maps, the ability to automatically start another map after finishing one, and 2 additional summoner support slots. Many players were not at all pleased by the introduction of this system. Some of these quality of life improvements were things players had been asking for years, and locking them behind a paywall to them seemed not fair. They also pointed out how expensive it was, comically showing that you can get 2 AAA games for the price of a year of Fay Pass. Since the service launched, they have added additional Fay Pass rewards, such as the ability to guarantee a 5-star after 40 summons on most banners, and the discourse seems to have died down. Relay Defense is dead. Relay Defense was a mode introduced in mid-2018, where players had to defend a fortress for 8 turns, while the units they were using swapped every 2 turns. It was essentially an alternative to the already existing Rival Domains mode. However, this mode was pretty universally hated on arrival. It was needlessly difficult, with heavily inflated stats being particularly apparent. Players also complained about how you needed a huge number of well-trained units to actually play. A few months after its arrival, the mode was put, quote, on hiatus for the time being, and hasn't returned since. PM1 free-to-play guides. Phoenix Master 1 is a Fire Emblem Heroes content creator that has been around since the game launched, and may I say, one of the best out there. His content includes unit reviews, gameplay, and free-to-play guides. These guides show how to clear some of the most difficult content in the game using units that can be obtained for free by anyone, essentially creating a walkthrough. It is not uncommon for players to get frustrated with a particular map, say screw it, I'm choosing the nuclear option, and pull up the Phoenix Master 1 free-to-play guide. He also follows me on Twitter, Berkut / Clarisse / Legions Lance / Bow / Axe. These inheritable weapons all appeared on early Grand Hero Battle units and created some frustration. Some players were upset that these characters were basically robbed of having an actual cool weapon from the game they were from, while others were confused by the fact that nobody could actually equip them. This meant that you could give Legion's Axe to, like, Hector. It's not really Legions anymore, is it? All 3 of these characters have since received unique and uninheritable weapon refines, so all's well that ends well. My Nintendo rewards. Whenever you clear a main story chapter and have your Nintendo account linked to your Fire Emblem Heroes account, you receive 100 Fire Emblem Heroes My Nintendo Point things. You can trade 100 of these Fire Emblem Heroes My Nintendo Point things for some extravagant rewards such as a stamina potion and a dueling crest. CYL Propaganda Posters. As briefly mentioned before, the Choose Your Legends voting event is an annual event for the Fire Emblem Heroes game, where players vote for their favorite Fire Emblem character, and the top 2 female and top 2 male candidates get a special outfit in the game. Some players like their favorites so much that they create a whole campaign to get others to vote for them, complete with propaganda posters. In Choose Your Legend 7, I personally will be campaigning for Pilardo, a bandit NPC from the infamously difficult Chapter 13 of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Here's a poster I designed for him. Summoning cinematics. When the game first launched, certain prominent Fire Emblem characters would play a special cinematic when summoned. These characters included Marth, Lucina, Tiki, Robin, Lyn, Roy, Camilla, and Takumi. It is likely that the developers originally planned to make more of these cinematics for new characters, but scrapped the idea when they realized how much room they would take up on players' devices. These cinematics no longer play when you summon the associated hero, but can still be accessed in-game through the settings. 0x4 Olwen. Olwen is a character that released alongside Reinhardt as a 5-star exclusive alternative to him, with different stats but the same weapon. Their weapon, Dire Thunder, allows the user to attack twice on every hit. Reinhardt took great advantage of this with his high attack stat, but Olwen had low attack stat with a high speed. This meant that she had the opportunity to double her opponent if her speed was higher, allowing for 4 total hits in one turn. However, since her attack was so low, it was not uncommon for the combat forecast to display 0x4, turning Olwen into a meme in the community. You can get Fjorm. Along with the release of Book 2, all players received a free copy of the first legendary hero Fjorm. You would get her by clearing the first story chapter of Book 2. The game really wanted you to know this. Like, they really wanted you to know this. I couldn't find any images of it, but the game pushed out so many in-game notifications saying something along the lines of, you can recruit Fjorm for free by completing the first chapter of Book 2. Players found this pretty funny, and would tell others the good news about Fjorm in discussions about the game. Edelgard losing every Hero Rises voting gauntlet. Fire Emblem Heroes has another annual voting event where players vote for a unit from the Fire Emblem Heroes game, and the top 8 face off in an in-game voting gauntlet where players battle for their chosen unit to win. The winner of the voting gauntlet is given out to all players for free. In 2020, Edelgard made it to the top 8 of the vote, but lost to Legendary Leaf in the first round of the voting gauntlet. In 2021, Brave Edelgard made it to the top 8 of the vote, but lost to Legendary Dimitri in the first round of the voting gauntlet. In 2022, Fallen Edelgard made it to the top 8 of the vote, but lost to Duo Ozura in the first round of the voting gauntlet. She just can't catch a break. Connor Zack. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this entry is referring to. Wait, hold on a minute, that's me! Aw, shucks, how'd that end up on here? You know what? While we're here, if you're enjoying the video so far, why don't you scroll down and hit that subscribe button? I'd really appreciate it. I make Fire Emblem Heroes videos like this, and I stream right here on YouTube too. First anniversary most generous. In terms of the amount of orbs given to players, the game's first anniversary rewards were the most generous. There was a daily login bonus that gave 20, along with a one-time reward of 50 orbs for a total of about 70. In comparison, the next year there were about 45 free orbs given out. Kai'Sa is non-binary. The hero Kai'Sa was released as a New Year's special hero in 2021. On the character's hero introduction page on the Fire Emblem Heroes website, they are referred to with gender-neutral they-them pronouns, making them the first non-binary character in the game. Surtur banner. In late 2018, the first and only 2-unit banner was added to the Fire Emblem Heroes game. It featured 2 new heroes, Ylger and Surtur. Ylger was alright, but Surtur was meta-defining, with great stats and a really annoying weapon and C skill. The thing about banners with only 2 featured units is that the normal 3% appearance rate is spread out very thinly among 2 units as opposed to the usual 3 or 4. This meant that 5-stars were a lot more common, and Surtur could be gotten in, on average, 65 orbs at the time. Many players took advantage of this opportunity to get him all the way to plus 10, and just like that, there were a ton of absolute menaces roaming about. Awakening/Fate's banner, dislike bombs. When it comes to representation across the Fire Emblem series, there are definitely more characters from the recent entries than there are the older ones. This is because more people have played the more recent games, and those characters in turn will sell better. However, some players wanted to see more of the older characters and were upset with the abundance of characters from the Fire Emblem Fates and Awakening games. This eventually led to people leaving a ton of dislikes on the YouTube videos where new heroes were revealed. Here's a helpful graph showing the like to dislike ratio of a bunch of these videos, where most of the obvious spikes feature characters from Fates and Awakening. Blessed Gardens is dead. Blessed Gardens was a game mode where you had to clear a map, but you could only use units that had a blessing associated with the map. A new map was added every week, and the rewards were pretty good. In late 2018, the weekly maps were replaced by the new Blessed Grounds mode, which was the same thing, but you had to clear multiple maps with multiple teams, all in one go. In mid-2019, they stopped adding new Blessed Gardens/Grounds maps, although you can still play the existing ones to this day. People voting for Camilla in CYL 3 to troll. Camilla has always been a fan favorite in the Fire Emblem community because of reasons, and has thus always been a top contender for the Choose Your Legends voting event. In CYL 1, she got 4th among the females, and in CYL 2 got 3rd. The truth is, many Camilla voters just wanted to see her win because they knew it would make people mad. She didn't play a super major role in her game, but still had the fanbase required to win. In CYL 3, the results at the halfway point of the voting period were posted, and Camilla was in 1st place. Half of the community rejoiced, while the other half seethed. An anti-Camilla defense force was established, who voted for the 2nd and 3rd place candidates to push Camilla out, but to no avail, as Camilla successfully won 2nd place in the women's division, and received a special Choose Your Legends outfit later that year. Find and Vote banner. In 2019, before the aforementioned A Hero Rises voting gauntlet, the game had an event called Find and Vote. You would go to the Fire Emblem Heroes website and play a minigame where you had to find the unit you wanted to vote for, hidden in little maps separated by color. Then 4 units, one of each color, would appear together on a banner, and all players would get one of the 4 at random for free. However, what the website failed to mention was the fact that you could move the camera around when you were searching for heroes, so most of the highest voted units were just the ones that showed up as soon as you loaded the minigame. In fact, the red and green winners were Halloween Myrrh and Legendary Lyn, who both appeared in the starting area. Legendary Lyn in particular was pretty terrible at the time, and a lot of players were very upset when they redeemed their free 5-star, which again was chosen at random from the 4 winners, and received her. Summer banners leaked. Leaks in Fire Emblem Heroes don't happen too entirely often, but somehow summer banners for the game have leaked multiple times. First was this image in 2018, and then again was this image in 2019. Both of these were found before the special hero trailer was released on the Nintendo Mobile YouTube channel. Marth losing CYL 2. During the first 2 Choose Your Legends voting events, characters like Marth, who have appeared in more than one Fire Emblem game, had multiple options for players to vote for, one option per game. You could vote for Marth from Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, or Marth from Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem. For CYL 2, if these votes had been combined, Marth would have made the top 4 and received a special outfit. Thankfully, the next year, the game decided to actually combine the votes from the different Marths, and he still lost to Almond Elliowood. Luckily, the next year, though, oh wait, never mind, that was the year 3 Houses came out. Finally, during the 5th Choose Your Legends voting event, Marth made the top 4. Red X banner glitch. In mid-2018, there was a glitch where if you didn't update your game, instead of the new summer banner appearing, there would instead be a banner marked with a red X. If you summoned on this banner and received one of the focus units, you would see a big red X and receive nothing. The bug was fixed and all players received compensation orbs, although it's unclear whether or not the players who were actually affected by the bug were compensated any further. $1,000 on Hector. When the game first launched, there weren't actually too many playable characters, and collecting them all was pretty feasible. One player named Cuckoo22 had some disposable income and was having fun with the game, so he spent $1,000 summoning on stuff, not going for anything in particular. At the end of it, he ended up with at least one of every character in the game except for Hector and Leo, and he did a Reddit AMA. News headlines took the story and made headlines like Fire Emblem Heroes player spends $1,000, never gets Hector or Leo. Weaponless Zelgius. In the Tempest Trials game mode, the game randomly generates units for your team to fight. There was a very strange glitch that went around in early 2018, where sometimes the unit Zelgius would come without his weapon Alondite equipped. Since he had no weapon, he literally couldn't attack. People who encountered this bug found it pretty funny and posted their findings to social media sites, which actually led to quite an abundance of these types of posts. Fire Emblem Heroes live-action trailer. To help promote the game, as well as the new Choose Your Legends Brave hero that had recently released, an official live-action Fire Emblem Heroes trailer was released. This prominently featured the 4 Choose Your Legends winners of Ike, Roy, Lyn, and Lucina, and it seemed to have an actually pretty sizable budget. It's crazy to me that not many people have heard of this, and those who have may not have realized it was an actual official trailer the game made. If you're interested, then I'd recommend you check out the whole thing on YouTube. Resplendent Lucina. If you'll recall back to the beginning of this iceberg when I talked about the Fey Pass, one perk was the Resplendent Hero system. In November 2020, the hero that received the new skin was Lucina. This was one fans had been eagerly awaiting given the character's popularity. This was her new art. Many people expressed their grievances with this design. Lucina is portrayed in Awakening as very mature, but people thought in this she looked like a child. Social media pretty much blew up, with debates about young-looking characters ensuing. Byleth VA Change. Chris Niosi was the original voice actor for male Byleth in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Shortly before the release of the game, he faced certain allegations which you can look more into if you're curious, which he would confirm were true and apologize for. Nintendo stayed quiet on the matter until a trailer for the Fire Emblem Heroes game was released featuring male Byleth as a new playable character, where the voice actor was credited as Zach Aguilar rather than Chris Niosi. Shortly after, Nintendo made an official statement saying, quote, "After assessing the situation, we decided to re-record the character's voiceovers in Fire Emblem Three Houses and Fire Emblem Heroes with another actor." Zach Aguilar would go on to replace the existing voice lines in Three Houses, and eventually voice Byleth in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Daichi. In November 2021, a Japanese competitive Fire Emblem Heroes player named Daichi was forced to retire from the game. It turned out he had borrowed 10 million yen, or approximately $87.6 thousand US, behind his wife's back to spend on the game. His wife took access of his Twitter account and made the announcement herself. The unfortunate truth of this incident is that there are tons more people who fall victim to this predatory business practice of these types of games. Please, if you are going to spend money on Fire Emblem Heroes, or any gacha game for that matter, be responsible and never spend more than you can afford. And with that, we've reached the bottom of the iceberg. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a ton of hard work in it, and it would mean the world to me if you'd subscribe or leave a like or a comment. You can also follow me on Twitter or join the official Connor Zach Discord server. Links will be down below. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching.